We are Washington Football Weekly. There's not a lot going on, but there's still some things going on. The NFL meetings took place this week, and we were there. I sent you guys the interview and the press conference that Ron Rivera was doing, and he had a lot of interesting things to say, and answered a couple questions. One of them being about free agency and that they are still looking, but it has to be right. Right? What do you think, Will?
Man, this is the Ron Rivera special right here. It's time for him to go bargain shopping.
Yeah.
And this is what they do best, the Charles Lenos, Bobby McCain's, Eric Flowers they made the trade for and said, Miami, you take on half of his salary, so there's still a chance to get some significant players. I was looking on, available free agents like Jarvis Landry's still out there.
Right.
I'm not predicting him coming here. He's not going to come to Washington. But there are players out there that at need positions, whether you're talking about inside linebacker, guard, wide receiver, there are players, corners that we could still get to make significant contributions to this team, maybe even starters. I mean, Bobby McCain became a starter for us after the draft when we signed him. We had our starting free safety. So there's still a great opportunity to get some solid players that are going to contribute at a cheap cost. And that, Ron's just waiting on the right pieces. Yeah. It's frustrating. Yeah. I ain't going to lie.
Very frustrating, right?
I understand that come week 3, we're like, oh, yeah, Charles Leno, that was a good move. That looks good. But here in March, I want to see more. Not gonna lie.
Look, I absolutely have to be honest. It's one of those situations where it's kind of like you're just sitting here and you're seeing, Matt Ryan go to the Colts and Mariota moves and Mitchell Trubisky goes, Tyreek Hill, Juju Smith-Schuster, and you're just sitting here and you're looking at Ron and you're just like, really?
Yes.
Like, come on, man.
Yes. Yeah.
Everybody else is doing something. Can you do something? Like, but slow and steady wins the race. Like we said, the race is not given to the swift nor the battle to the strong, but those that endure. I'd rather us be doing it this way, where we're trying to at least look like we're playing smart with our money than try to go for these blockbuster moves that don't pan out.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't.
Okay.
Because I'm a fan. Yeah, and I don't care about the budget. I don't care what they make anymore. I used to be this like, let's have fiscal responsibility because I'm tired of the Redskins always getting yelled at for Adam Archuleta and Albert Hainsworth. Now I'm like, it ain't my money. I don't care. Go spend as much as you want to improve your team, and whatnot. Like, make us better. It's more exciting signing Ryan Fitzpatrick than it is signing Ekpe Obata, or whoever we got last week. Like, come on.
Hey, real quick, I didn't realize until after the show when I watched back, you made that joke. I said, I don't know nothing about him. And I was like, Will, that joke came out, man. Let's go.
I'm living those dad jokes as much as I can.
I can dig it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. This is Washington Football Weekly. We see my dynamic partner, Janae Struther, saying, look at you. Look at you.
She can't get under the skin right now because it's the off season.
Right. Thank you. I think it's Anthony saying, Arno Delilah saying, yep, just coming to here to heckle. Yep. It is all good. It is all good. We see you. We see the moves you're making. Okay.
Yeah. Cutting.
Yeah. Cooper is gone. Okay, let's go. But one move that we absolutely know we have to look at. We went last year and we're going to try to address it last year. We ended up picking up Jamin Davis. That didn't pan out. By the end of the year, we're running with a guy named Milo Eifler, who didn't even have his name in the pregame. You know what I mean? So it has been a struggle, but one consistent force that we have had in Washington at middle linebacker, at that inside linebacker position, my guy out of North Carolina, Cole Holcomb. Love him. Don't roll your eyes because you know he's amazing.
A consistent force.
Consistent. All right. Always over 100 tackles, getting it done. If he can stay on the field, he ain't stopping, the gashing back, holes and stuff like that. But hey, I like him. And you know what else I like? Our guy Mark Mayhew said he could be our guy. What do you think about this? Because you know I love this. I absolutely love it. He's my guy out of North Carolina. I do love it because, look, we don't have anything else right now. Jamin Davis, raw. We've said that 100%. We still need to get him in the mood, in the groove. We don't, between injuries, Bostic, I'm not really sold on. Cole Holcomb, day in and day out, he's a heart guy. He's an energy guy. He's what I was when I played basketball or when I played football. He's that guy that's going to give you everything that he has. Is he a 99? No, he's not a Wagner. He's not one of these big name guys, but he's consistent, in my opinion. You might feel differently. This is how I feel. Now, am I biased? Yes, I'll own up to my bias. You see what's around the neck, okay? Tar Heel Nation, but Cole Holcomb's my dude. Will, what do you think about this?
So I want to say this. I like Cole Holcomb. I think he's a good player. I call 100% BS on this. He could be our inside linebacker. Because my thing is, well, if that was the case, where was it all last year once Bostic went down? How can you come out right now and say, well, we reviewed the tape and we said, actually, he's got the ability to do this. Like, come on. You had Jamin Davis who wasn't playing. We had, like you mentioned, these guys that we didn't know coming out here to play. The last game of the season, they had to bring in David Mayo to play inside linebacker, and Cole Holcomb played better with the guy giving him where he should go, and he could just read and react. So that's where, like, when I heard this, I thought, I'm not understanding this. Why? Because we would have known about this way earlier if that's the case. So again, like I say, I like Cole Holcomb. I think he's a good linebacker. I'm real skeptical about the whole, like, he could be our inside linebacker. And to what we were saying at the last part, there are still stud
guys out there,
veterans out there. Yeah. There is a Bobby Wagner. There's a Quan Alexander. There's guys out here. There's a dude that was in Pittsburgh, former Badger, Joe Schobert. Maybe he's not as fast. Maybe he's no faster than David Mayo. Who knows? He might not have any speed on him, so he might not help at all. But like, there are veterans still out there that we could be bringing in that I would rather see than say Cole Holcomb can slide over. Because they tried to do that with Jamin and he failed miserably. So that's what I'm real skeptical.
Well, and that's the thing. If this is one of those situations where we're saying this is our guy so that we can act like we're not looking at this position anymore. No, I don't like that because he is a guy. He's one of the guys, yes. And I love what he brings to the table. Jack was saying in the background, led the team in tackles a year ago. That's what I meant by consistent. But you're absolutely right. There are still guys in free agency. There are guys in the draft that we've discussed and we will discuss a little bit later. We still need to be looking. Cole is a guy. He's not the guy. You know what I mean? And another thing Jack was saying is we have a whole offseason to work with Jamin Davis, Cole Holcomb, get these guys in here, but you still want to bring in somebody else, potentially a veteran that could, hey, let me teach you what to do. Or like a David Mayo who is saying, hey, you do this, you do this. So it's more of a read and react as opposed to, he's in control and he has to think, all right, I got to line everybody up. And now I got to sit here and try to make the play. I don't think he's that type of guy, but I do think he is a piece. And if we can build around that would be ideal.
I got another thought. If you thought Cole Holcomb could slide over and play middle linebacker, why did you cut Landon Collins? Because now you still have an opening at linebacker that you have to fill at outside linebacker. Why would you cut a guy who was performing pretty well then too? So that's why I'm just like, I don't know if I believe y'all on this.
Right. We shall see. Jack is saying they wouldn't restructure his contract. So
yeah, I understand. They
still could have brought him back. But listen.